Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Promoted Sandra. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make three-part corset. So this video is so long, so I divided it into two. This first part is going to be the pattern drafting and cutting tutorial video. Please do well to pay attention to what I'm going to be showing you in this video. So this is well detailed. Even if you're a beginner or you are new to corsets, you're going to understand this video. Okay, so I took my time to explain in details how to make this three-part corset. So if you end up enjoying this video, don't forget to like, leave your comment. If you have any question, feel free to ask me and I will definitely respond to you. Please always leave your comment or leave your favorite emoji. This really encourage me a lot. Okay, and also there are people like you who are looking for videos on how to make three-part corset. So the more you like, the more you comment, the more YouTube recommend my video for more people like you to see. So if you want other fashion designers like you to see this video, do it to keep up liking and commenting. And before we dive into this video, guys, I want this to be a challenge for almost everyone watching. Okay, so I have a Facebook group for fashion designers. I'm going to be leaving the link at the comment section, also at the description section. So in that group, I actually made this in challenge. You can go ahead and join the challenge. Just go ahead and get any material to make this. So once you are done, post it in the group, and if there's any error, then we can go ahead and correct it. If you made mistakes, okay, we can go ahead and correct it. So if you want to be part of this, click the link to join the group and make yours and post it in the group. Use the hashtag Promoted Sandra Corset Challenge. Okay, so without further ado, let us dive into this video. So the first thing I'm going to be doing now is to go ahead and mark a straight line across this pattern paper. Okay, so this is going to be serving as my starting guide. From this line I just marked, I'm going to be coming down by 10 inches, which is going to be serving as my bust point. So from this 10 inches, I will come down to 13.5 inches, which is my under bust. I will come down by 17 inches, which is my waistline. Okay, this actually determines how long you want your top to be. So once I was done, I will go ahead and mark a straight line across this point. So I will go ahead and label it. This is the bust point. This is my under bust, and this is my waistline, right, or top length. So what I'm going to be doing now, we'll come to this bust point. I'm going to come up by 2 inches, and that 2 inches is going to be serving as my chest line. So I'll go ahead and mark a straight line across like this. So I will label it chest line. I will come to the shoulder line. I'm going to take my shoulder measurement. So my shoulder is 14 divided by 2 is 7. I'll go ahead and mark 7 just like this. So from this 7, I'm going to be coming down by half an inch, which is going to be serving as my shoulder slope like this. Okay, so from this point I will come to my chest line. I will mark that 7 inches. That is my shoulder measurement. I'll mark it here because I want the armhole to be straight, even if we are not going to be needing it, but we are going to do it for the sake of this tutorial. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect the points together like this. I'll go ahead and take the wideness of the neck I'm working with. So the wideness of this neck is going to be 3 inches, though we are not going to be needing it. I will come down by 3 inches as well. So I'll go ahead and connect the points together. So I'll go ahead and connect this points like this. Hope you guys are understanding it. So I'm going to be kind of a little bit slow with this for the sake of those that are new to drafting and corsets, stuff like that. So please just pay attention to what I'm doing. So from this point to this point, I'm going to be dividing what I have and mark the midpoint. So what I normally do is that I will go ahead and place my tape like this, then I will fold it into 2 like this. I will fold it and mark the point here. From this point I just mark, I will mark half inch inwards like this. I will come to my chest line. So I will divide my bust by 4. My bust is 36 divided by 4. Any measurement I'm going to be making use of, divide it by 4. Okay, so I'm going to divide my bust by 4, which is going to give me 9 inches. I'll go ahead and mark 9 inches like this. So once I was done, I'll go ahead and connect these 3 points together. So once you are done connecting it, you're going to have something like this. So once I was done, the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to divide my nipple to nipple measurements by 2 and input what I have. So my nipple to nipple measurement is 8 inches. 8 divided by 2 is going to give me 4. So it's very easy to take your nipple to nipple measurement. All you just need to do is place your tape on your nipple and measure it to the other side of your nipple. So whatever you have, divide it by 2. So mine is 8. I'm just going to go ahead and divide it by 2. So after dividing it by 2, what I have is 4 inches. I'll go ahead and mark 4 inches like this here on my bust point, right? Then I'll come to my top length and mark that 4 inches. I'll go ahead and connect the points together. I will come to my shoulder. I will divide what I have in between here by 2. I'll place my tape like this. I will fold it into 2 like this and mark the midpoint like this. Then from this point, I'll connect a slant line to meet up with this point here. So once I'm done connecting it, the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to come to my under bust. I'm just going to go ahead and mark 1 inch outward and 1 inch inward like this. So if your bust is small, let's say for 29 to 34, go ahead and make use of 0.7 inches. But if your bust is from 36 to 40, you can go ahead and make use of 1 inches. If your bust is 40 above, make use of 1.5 inches or 1.02 inches. Okay, but for me, I'm just going to go ahead and make use of 1 inches because my bust is 36. So I'll mark it here on my under bust. I'll also come to my waistline and mark that 1 inch as well on both sides. So I'll go ahead and connect the points together like this. So I'll come to my bust point, this line. I'll come down by half an inch. This is it. I'll connect a curve line using my French curve like this. So once I'm done marking it like this, the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to go ahead. Please take note of what I'm about to do next. I'm just going to be making use of my pen at this point. Okay, so I'm still going to make use of my marker though. From this point, I'll measure what I have between here, this bust point, so my under bust. So what I have is 3.5 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark 3.5 inches round. Make sure your tape is at the middle of your bust point. Then go ahead and mark 3.5 inches like this. I'm going to be starting from this point here. Once I was done marking it, this is what I have. Okay, so you're going to have something like this. If this point here, I want it to be visible so you guys can see it. I'm just going to mark dot line. The most important part why we normally do this is because of this upper part here. Okay, so at this upper part here, this line here, so I'm just going to go ahead and mark 1 inch inward like this. I'll mark 1 inch. Make sure you are marking it on the line. Okay, this is the purpose why we took this measurements, right? So make sure you are marking it on this line. Go ahead and mark 1 inches on the line. I'm emphasizing on this. Then I'll come to this other side. I will mark 1 inches on the line as well. Make sure it's on the line like this. Okay, just make sure the line is visible like this. So from this point, you're going to be marking a slant line to meet up with this bust point here. So just go ahead and mark a slant line like this, or you can use your French curve as well to do this. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my French curve for this. Then I will come to this other side. To avoid gaping on our corset, I'm just going to use my pen. Come in by 0.2 inches like this. Okay, just to avoid gaping. Go ahead and mark it like this. Can you see what I'm doing? From this point, just go in by 0.2 inches like this. So once I'm done, I'll go ahead and use my French curve to make it visible. We are going to be making use of this last line that we just marked. We are not going to be making use of this. So when we are cutting, we are going to be cutting this off. Okay, the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to come to my center front. So at this point you can come down by half inch. This depends on how much cleavage you're willing to expose. So if you want your cleavage to be showing, like your bust to be showing, then you can come down by 1 inch. If you can come down by half inch, that depends on you. Or you can also go ahead to maintain the chest line. Okay, so for me, I'm just going to be coming down by half inch from this line. Okay, then I will go in by half inch. So I will go in by half an inch like this. I will go ahead and mark a straight line across this points like this. I just want the line to be visible like this. So I'm going to go ahead and connect my point from the under bust to meet up with this point using my French curve. So whenever you are connecting your under bust, or if you're using your French curve, try as much as possible to place your French curve like this so as to have a lot of space for your bust. Okay, so if you place it like this, there's high probability that you're not going to be having a lot of space for your bust, for your corset. So if you place it like this, it will just pack your bust very well. And I'll go ahead and connect the point from this point here to meet up with this half inch I mark here. So once I'm done with that, you can already see the corset is corseting. I'll connect a point from here to meet up with this point here. So I will just place my French curve like this. So once I'm done, I will come to this part here. I will divide what I have from this point to this point. I will divide what I have here there by 2. I'll place my tape like this and fold it into 2. I'll mark a point there like this. Then I'll connect this point to this point like this using my French curve. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Then once I'm done connecting it, I'll place my French curve like this, just like what I did over here. I'll place my French curve and connect this point like this. So as you can already see, this is our corset. The corset is corseting, right? And guys, I'm about to do something over here. Take notes. So from this point here, I want to come down by half inch because I'm not going to be adding a sleeve to this corset. I'm not going to be adding sleeve to it. So I've decided to come down by half inch. So just go ahead and come down by half inch. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this point to this half inch over here. Like this. It's very easy. It's still the same thing. So if you want to add sleeve to it, no problem. But for me, I don't want to add attach sleeve to it. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to be showing you when I'm sewing it how to attach sleeve in case you want to. So just go ahead and connect it like this. So I'm not going to be making use of this first line, this first one I mark here. I'm not going to be making use of it. Take notes. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to come to this side, this from this point. Remember, this is our new line. So I'm going to be marking 2 inch downward like this. I'll mark the point over here. Remember, this is 3 part corset. Then I will come to the middle over here. I will come down by 2.5 inch like this. This is 2.5 inch. So we came down by 2 inch over here, and we are coming down by 2.5 inch over here. Then I will come to this other side here. I will also come down by 2.5 inch. They're going to be having the same line. Then I will come to this side over here. I will come down by 2 inches. So once I was done marking it, the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to go ahead and connect it like this. I'm just going to go ahead and connect the points like this. Like this. Then I will come to this other side. I will also connect it. So this is what we have, right? So the next thing we are going to be doing now is to go ahead and label it. It's very important to label it. This is going to be 1. This is going to be 2. This is going to be 3. And most importantly, you need to know the area that is facing each other. Like this part here now, this number 2 and this number 1 over here. I'm going to label it 1B, 1A, 1B, right? So this part 1B is the one facing the armhole area, while this one is the one facing the center. So you need to take note of those things, because if you missed it up, you will end up your corset is not going to come out nicely. You're going to hate what you're going to make at the end of the day. You need to be very conscious of this. Then this number 2, this is the side one like this, and this part over here is the part going up. So we need to note it. I've made mistakes like this before. So this number 3 is the one coming here at the side, and this part is the part going up, while this part is the one coming down. So you need to
take note of these things. So anyhow you know you can do yours, just do it in as far you're going to remember. So this is what I normally do so as not to forget anything. The last thing we are going to be doing now is to go ahead and impute our basic bodice measurement. So remember we already took our bust measurements before, so I'm just going to go ahead and measure what I have in between here. So what I have here is 2 and 0.4 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and replace it over here. I'll mark it over here. I will come to my under bust. I will divide my under bust by 4, which is going to give me 8 inches. I'll mark 8 inches like this. What we have here is 2 inches, so that is the 2 inches I just added. So I will come to my waistline. I will add my waist measurement, which is 8.5 inch, like this. I will measure what we have here, which is 2 inches. I will go ahead and add the 2 inches like this. So I'll go ahead and connect the points together like this. And so I'm just going to be adding 1 inch as a sewing allowance. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out. Just watch out how I am cutting these down parts, which is very, very important. I'm just going to go ahead and place these two together like this with my seal tape and cut it out on another pattern paper. So I'm going to go ahead and place the 1A. This one is the 1A, the one facing the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and place it like this. So go ahead and place this second one as well. Just make sure you cover up the darts like this. I'll use my pin and pin it down to the new pattern paper like this. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove this one, okay, like this. We're going to be removing that one. Then we'll go ahead and label it 1. Okay, so this is the part coming to the downside to meet up with this 2. So this is it. So this is what we're going to have at the end of the day. I'm just going to go ahead and draft out the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark a straight line, which is going to be serving as the zipper allowance for the back. So once I was done marking it, the next thing I'm going to be doing is to go ahead and place the front part like this, just like as you can see me doing. So once I was done placing it, I will pin it down. Before placing the other part, I will go ahead and mark my dart allowance, which is 1 inch. So I'll go ahead and mark it before placing the other part, just like as you can see me. Once I was done, I'll go ahead and pin it like this. Go ahead and trace out the side like this on my new pattern paper for the back. So I will come to this upper part here. I will not draw it to the end. Okay, I'll just mark the beginning over here. From this point, I will mark 1 inch downward like this. I'm just going to go ahead and remove all the pins. Go ahead and draw a slant line to meet up. I'm just going to go ahead and come to this zipper allowance. I will draw a straight line across. I will come to this down area. I will mark 0.7 inches inward to remove gaping. Then I will draw a slant line from this point to meet this point over here like this. And from this point, I will mark my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4 inch. So I'll go ahead and mark a straight line across like this. Then I'll come to the downside. I'll mark 1/2 inch inward and 1/2 inch outward. So I'll go ahead and draw a slant line, just like as you can see me doing like this. Then once I was done, I'll go ahead and cut it out. So I'm kind of a little bit fast because this video is already getting too long. Okay, so once I was done, I'll go ahead and place this pattern paper like this to cover up the dart like this. I'll use my seal tape to sellotape it. So this is what we are going to have at the end of the day. I will also close the front. This is what I normally do. So I'm going to be cutting this as 1 piece, not as 2 pieces. Okay, so I'll cover it up with sellotape. So this is what we have at the end of the day. This is my corset. This is my cup. 1 2 3. Okay, this is the front and the back. So we are done. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out of my fabric, as you can see me doing. So I've already gone ahead to fold my fabric into two. So from the down part of this corset, I want my corset to be a little bit long, so I went ahead to add extra 2 inch on the fabric at the down side. Okay, so I want to be long, I don't want to be a crop top. After marking that 2 inches, I went ahead to place my pattern paper like this on it. So I'm just going to go ahead and add my sewing allowance on the round, just like as you can see me doing. I will add ½ inch on the upper part there at the corner, which is the corset area. We'll add ½ inch round, just like as you can see me doing. Hope you guys understand what I'm saying, including the up. So once I was done, I'll go ahead and connect the points together. I'll come to this stand here. I'll just make something like a curve. You can go ahead and leave it straight like this, is fine, but for me, I just want to have something like curve like this. Okay,
I will just go ahead and cut it out, just like as you can see me doing. So I'm also going to be doing the same thing for the back and also for the cup. Okay, so this is the back part of the dress. So I want to add 2 inches at the down part, just like the same thing I did for the front. So I'll go ahead and connect it just like what I did for the front, and add ½ inch at the upper part, which is going to be serving as the journey allowance. So I will do the same thing for the cup as well. If you want to see the sewing tutorial, do well to subscribe, turn on post notification, like this video, comment your favorite emoji. If you have any question, feel free to ask me. Also share with your friends who are fashion designers as well. So see you guys in my next video. If you are yet to join the group, click the link at the comment section to join this challenge. Okay, all you just need to do is make your own 3-part corset, post it in the group. If there's any way you made mistake, trust me, we will also correct you. Okay, so join the group. I'm going to be leaving the link, and so see you guys on my next video. Bye.